A punch that broke a man's nose on live TV. A team that refused to attack. A handball that stole a nation's dream. And one moment so corrupt, it forced FIFA to change the rules of football forever. These are the 5 biggest scandals in World Cup history, counting down to the most infamous moment the sport has ever seen. Number 1, you already know it, but stay because number 2 might make you angrier. Let's go. Number 5, the Battle of Santiago. Chile, 1962. Chile versus Italy. They called it the Battle of Santiago. It wasn't a football match. It was a war. Within 12 minutes, a player was sent off and refused to leave. The police had to walk onto the pitch 4 separate times to break up the fighting. There were punches, kicks, a broken nose, and most of it, the referee somehow didn't even see. The famous line came from a BBC commentator who introduced the highlights with, "This is the most stupid, appalling, disgusting, and disgraceful exhibition of football possibly in the history of the game." And believe it or not, that's only number 5.
Number 4, the Disgrace of Gijón, 1982. And this is the one that changed football forever. Final group game, West Germany versus Austria. Here's the math. If Germany won by 1 or 2 goals, both teams would advance, and Algeria, who had just stunned the Germans days earlier, would go home. Germany scored early, and then both teams just stopped. They passed the ball sideways and backwards for 80 minutes. No tackles, no shots, nothing. Everyone in the stadium knew exactly what was happening. Even their own fans were furious. Algeria were eliminated. It was so blatant, so shameless, that FIFA made a permanent rule change. From that day on, the final 2 group games would always kick off at the same time. One scandal rewrote the rule book. Number 3, the Hand of Suárez. 2010, the quarterfinal. Uruguay versus Ghana, and the entire continent of Africa watching. Last minute of extra time, the score level. Ghana send in a header that is going in. A goal that would have made Ghana the first African team ever to reach a World Cup semifinal on home soil. And on the line, Luis Suarez sticks out his hands and slaps it away. Pure, deliberate handball. Red card. But it didn't matter, because Ghana now had a penalty to win it. They missed. The crossbar. Suarez celebrated on his way down the tunnel. Uruguay won the shootout. A whole continent's dream punched away by one man's hands.
Number 2, 2006, the World Cup final, and the greatest player on the planet about to end his career in the worst possible way. Zinedine Zidane, France versus Italy. He'd already scored. Extra time, and then, out of nowhere, Italy's Materazzi says something to him. We still argue about what. Zidane stops, turns, and headbutts him square in the chest, in the middle of a World Cup final, in the last game of his entire career. Red card. He walks straight past the trophy without even looking at it. France lose on penalties, and the most beautiful career in football ends with a moment of pure rage. They still gave him the Player of the Tournament award. That's how good he was. And number 1, you knew it was coming. 1986, Argentina versus England. Diego Maradona. He jumps for a high ball with the goalkeeper and punches it into the net with his fist. The referee doesn't see it. Goal given. England are furious. Maradona later smiles and calls it the hand of God. But here's what makes it the greatest scandal of all time. 4 minutes later, the same man picks up the ball in his own half, dribbles past half the England team, and scores what is voted the greatest goal in World Cup.
So there it is, 5 scandals that shook the World Cup. A war, a fix, a stolen dream, a headbutt, and the hand of God. But I know I missed one. Tell me the scandal that should have made this list. Drop it in the comments, and I'll do a part 2. Subscribe, because the 2026 World Cup is about to write its own. See you there.